Hey, good. Well, I could say the day of the week. All right, the day that we're recording this is on a Monday. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels podcast. We are back, baby. Yes. And of course, it's your well being girlfriend, Yvonne Daniels, encouraging you and helping you embrace the power of giving your body permission to relax for better choices, health, and wealth, one deep breath at a time. You know how we do. And I'm going to introduce my guest in just a minute. But my guest, before I introduce you, what we do is it's always tradition that we take a deep breath. Got to do that to start the show. So
Let's do it.
let's go in and out. And just by doing that, it definitely gives your body a just it makes it relax and just say, okay, all right, all is well. Now, on this podcast, all you need is an open heart and an open mind and a willingness to grow and go. And we're all about changing health narratives and leaving health legacies around here. So I am so excited to have on this episode of the podcast, Mr. Thor Rasmussen. Hey, Thor, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So glad to be here.
Yes, glad to have you here on the podcast. We just like I said, we love making sure that we are in a position to continue to grow, leave health legacies, change health narratives. And you are here. We're going to get right into the meat of it. Well, let me just say this first. We know that when we talk about leaving health narratives, health legacies, and all that, there's some things that we've got to do. We know that we need to do stuff like getting enough sleep, which I'm still working on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Accepting responsibility for our own well-being, which can be hard sometimes, but you got to take responsibility. Of course, taking deep breaths often, tuning into our bodies and moving our bodies. And so that's why we're glad to have you here, so we can at least talk about this last one. We've got an exciting event coming up, so let us know. This is with BWell. I love BWell. So you're actually on the race committee. So tell us what's going to be coming up and how people can be involved with this. All in helping us to better our health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I am part of the BWell race committee this
Yeah.
year. I was very honored to receive that invitation. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna wear that hat for
Okay.
our podcast today.
Yeah.
But the Covenant BWell Strides Towards Wellness race is
Yeah.
going to be on September 27th.
Okay.
And there's a number of different distances. So depending on what residents are interested in,
Okay.
there's a little bit of something for everybody to
Yeah.
participate with,
Okay.
from a 3K, a
Mhm.
5K, a
Mhm.
10K. And this year, for those that are really ambitious,
Uh-huh.
they can do both the 5 and the 10K.
Woo.
So, trying to step things up a little
Yeah.
bit,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it's we're just looking forward to welcoming everybody
Yeah.
into our community
Yeah.
to get their bodies moving and be a part of the festivities on September 27th.
And this is my second year being a part of the. So I will be running the 5K, which is 3 miles.
Hmm.
And I like the fact that it's a very scenic route.
Hmm.
And we know that moving your body is just so important if we're going to be talking about, staying healthy and just, being mobile. Not only when we're young, but when we get older.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you mentioned the route there, so it is interesting route this
Yeah.
year with
Hmm.
a course through the zoo and
Yep.
in Hoyt Park
Yeah.
and across the Court Street Bridge, and
Hmm.
now we have the beautiful silos, and so
Yeah.
I think that some of those elements of the course
Yeah.
is going to make it
Hmm.
visually interesting for participants
Yeah.
as they move
Right.
and have a little bit more motivation. Just get to that next
Right.
stage,
Right.
the next part of the race.
And that's something that's very important because as we talk about being healthy and leaving a health legacy, that can be kind of a daunting task, especially if you've had family members. A lot of times we say, well, my mom had this, my
Mhm,
mom
mhm.
maybe passed of this, or I had a family member that had this disease or that disease. But we know that that does not have to be our destiny. That doesn't
Mhm.
have to be something that we have to succumb to. And moving is a part of making sure that we live long, healthy lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So, just a little bit of a personal story along that
Yeah.
direction. You know, part of the story that I have,
Hmm.
the reason that I run was for my son. He had started running cross country, and I
Okay.
said, "Well, I need something to do with my
Yeah.
kid," and so I started running. And at that time, Yvonne, I
Yeah.
couldn't run a mile,
Okay.
but I made the decision to take
Right.
the first step, and run a little bit, walk
Yeah.
a little bit,
Right.
and at least get going.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
I could change that story of
Yeah.
my own,
Mhm.
so that
Yeah.
can pass that along to
Yeah.
my family.
And with you saying that, sometimes and some people may not do it for themselves, but they may do it for others,
Hmm.
people that they love,
Hmm.
that they don't want to have to take care of them, maybe when they get older, or that they want to see that you can be healthy. So I'm going to show you, and how to take care of myself as well. So,
Yeah, well, it's interesting, because you and I have chatted about it earlier, but
yeah.
that idea of doing simple things
Hmm.
that can multiply
Yeah.
and create that sense of health and well-being,
Yeah.
and they're not always easy.
Right.
So that those first steps towards
Right.
movement
Yeah.
aren't always easy, but once those first steps are taken, then
Right.
it can become
Yeah.
more part of one's routine, and
Hmm.
it can become part of the lifestyle that they have, uh, rather than saying, well, I can't do that, I
Right.
can't run.
Yeah.
uh, well, what can you do?
Right.
Can you walk?
Hmm.
Can
Hmm.
you make it a goal to walk 1 day a week,
Right.
2 days a week,
Yeah.
3 days a week,
Yeah.
and just create that consistency, so
Hmm.
that it becomes part of
Right.
that mindset of,
Yeah.
I can do this.
And when you talk about that, I think of support, because
Hmm.
sometimes it may be harder for some people to kind of stay consistent than it is for others. And so sometimes you just need support. You need someone that's going to be there and say, okay, did you do it? Or come walk with me,
That's
or
right.
and that is what we're going to continue to cultivate on this podcast, is just a community, a support, system for when it gets hard, or when you're just like, because this is something that you have to be intentional about.
That's right.
And so you need help sometimes with that intentionality.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's been wonderful through the Y.
Hmm.
They've started some group walks and runs, so
Cool.
training program with
Okay.
coaches
Hmm.
that have been guiding people through that process, because
Right.
it's sort of challenging if you never participated in a race before,
Yeah.
or gone on a extended walk.
Hmm.
It's good to have that group camaraderie of
Right.
everybody pushing each other a little bit more
Yep.
in the
Hmm.
right direction.
Right.
And
Yeah.
as a community right now, Saginaw, unfortunately, is on the less healthy side of places to live in Michigan.
Hmm.
And it doesn't have to be that way.
That's
We have
right.
an opportunity as individuals to change that narrative.
Right.
So if we each do our part,
Yep.
and encouraging others, and
Mhm.
getting out that word out that this can change,
Yeah.
I think that collectively we can do it.
And with health and moving your body, taking care of yourself, I think that people tend to make better just decisions in life, period.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you're getting that blood going, and you're maybe eating differently or a little bit better, because
Hmm.
I know, like you said, it doesn't just change overnight,
Right.
but there are little things that you can do along the way. And so it helps you, but it helps the community,
That's right. That's right.
because
Everybody can be a part of
yeah.
that, and
Hmm. Yep.
it's contagious. The same way that I caught running from my son,
Right.
I can pass that on to my friend or my
Right.
coworker,
Yep.
and part of being on the race committee here, I'm seeing that
Hmm.
more and more, that
Right.
there's this. It's a different kind of contagious,
Hmm.
in terms of encouraging people towards health and
Yeah.
healthy
Yeah.
lifestyles.
Just like that is contagious. Doing stuff that's not in our best interest, if you're around people like that, that can
It goes
catch
both
on
ways,
too. It
doesn't it?
does.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
So we want to move in the positive direction for that. So if folks want to be a part of the BWell, I'm so excited for this. This will be my third 5K,
Mhm.
and like I said, I love the route, and just what this stands for. So if folks want to come out and be a part of this, whether they want to run or walk,
Yeah.
how can they do that?
Yeah. So the best way is to register
Hmm.
through the website
Okay.
and sign up.
Yeah. Yep.
Once you sign up, then you're just that much more committed
Right.
to actually executing it. So
That's right.
even if it's signing up for the walk, which
Hmm.
is free,
Yep.
that is a
Yeah.
way of getting out and participating.
Hmm.
For those who may not be interested in the walk, or they
Yeah.
have other commitments and things like that, they can still participate by volunteering.
Okay.
We're still looking for some volunteers to help us along the race course. So if people
Yeah.
want to encourage other walkers and runners.
Mhm.
There's a place for everybody to be a
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
and we're excited about that. But I'd encourage people to get on the website and
Okay.
register. And
Yep.
uh,
BWellSaginaw.org.
yep, 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 yep.
Okay.
And
Okay.
uh, once you're signed up there,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, here we go.
Right. You feel like, okay, I'm a little, I guess I have to be committed now because I've
Yeah,
already made that first
I've
step that,
made this first step. Yeah, sometimes that's the first step, isn't it?
right.
Yeah.
So to your point, for as far as folks cheer, because I remember last year
Hmm.
there were people that were there
Hmm.
cheering you on at
Hmm.
different points, and I was like, yeah, that was so cool. So
Yeah,
you want to start there.
yeah.
That can light a
Uh,
fire and be contagious too.
Yeah, yeah. I was helping out with a meet that my son was running in the other day, and
Uh,
I was at the end of the race,
hmm.
and it was such an inspiration to see these young kids.
Yeah.
I say young because I'm
Right.
old, but these high school students
Right.
crossing that finish line,
Yeah.
giving everything they gave.
Yep.
And some of them were faster than others, but
Right.
they all gave what they could.
Yeah.
And so there's different ways of participating, but everybody can participate at
Yeah.
their own level.
And that's and I like too the fact that don't if you've got small kids, bring them out.
Bring them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, speak to that legacy.
Yeah.
You can be the start of something great for your
Right.
family.
Yeah. Yeah. That's and to your point, something can be now we may be on this side of health as far as Saginaw is concerned, but it doesn't have to stay that way. And we want to look forward to next year being on the other side. And this is a great way to kick that off to start it.
That's right.
Yeah.
BWell is committed to focus areas in maternal well-being
Yep.
and mental health and obesity,
Hmm.
and so it's just an incredible group of
Yeah.
people and partner organizations that are working to move that needle,
Yeah.
to help at an individual level
Yeah.
create that group effect for the whole good of the community,
Right. Yeah.
believing that that makes all of our
Yeah.
lives better.
It takes, not only does it take a village to raise a child, but it takes a village to keep a community strong and,
Hmm. Hmm.
healthy and vibrant. And BWell is just one of those organizations. We've got several amazing organizations in Saginaw
Hmm.
that help. And this is an arm of it, a piece of it. So it's wonderful to know that BWell exists. Can they, if they go to the website, can they see some of the other things that they can be involved in with
Yeah.
BWell?
Yep. So absolutely. So
Okay.
all the information is there on the
Mhm.
website. So
Yeah.
I can see some of the focus initiatives and
Okay.
other programs that are going on.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds great. Well, I'm excited once again. I'm going to work on some of these other things as far as getting enough sleep. If you have any tips on how I can do
Hmm.
that, of course, being so busy, it's,
Yeah. I don't know if I can help you out
right.
there.
But we can help with the moving your body and tuning into your bodies. This is another way, we have several things that go on as far as checking your levels and making sure that your health is what it needs to be. But this is a simple, and I always tell people too, people are like, oh, this is aching, that's aching. I said, when you get out of the bed, it's really easy. Something you can do as soon as you get out of the bed is try and see how far down you can touch your toes. That's a way to even just start moving, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or
Hmm.
reaching up and just stretching your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's simple ways, maybe not as easy, but do what you can.
Do what you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always a matter of um, thinking about just small steps
Yep.
consistently.
Hmm.
That's one of the big lessons that I've learned in my running life is
Right.
that
Yep.
just doing a little bit every day
Yeah.
is going to be helpful, and
Yeah.
I might not see it
That's
right
right.
away, and that can be frustrating because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing so much, but
Hmm.
and with time
Yeah.
it'll happen.
It will. It's just like stepping on when if you're trying to lose weight, which my philosophy is you get healthy and the weight will come off.
Hmm.
But if you're going to be stepping on the scale, every day, you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
keep doing
Just
the
keep
work.
doing the work. Just keep doing the work, or keep reaching for the
Right.
water bottle instead of the
Yes.
soda.
Those daily habits, they
Yeah,
add up.
they do add up.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
And you may not see it in the way that you think. You're like, oh, I wanted to be down and slim, like
Uh,
this before. But you may notice, gosh, my arm is not, it's feeling better. I'm feeling stronger. I'm feeling, I'm not getting
Yeah.
the headaches I was getting, or
Yeah.
what,
More alert or more
all of
engaged.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sleeping better.
And sleeping, sleeping better. Yeah.
All of that. So, well, Thor, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels. Once again, the BWell Saginaw Strides Toward Wellness event is happening Saturday, September 27th. And the thing I like about the races is that they're nice and early in the morning.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll get you going early in the
Yeah.
morning, and
Yep.
you still have your whole afternoon. So
That's right.
get the running done in the morning.
And I promise you, whenever I have to get up for something early on a Saturday morning, I always say, if you can just get up,
Yeah, get out of bed.
yes, it makes you just like, oh, this is just so wonderful because
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
gotten up
yeah.
and
Mornings are sort of my jam, and
okay.
anytime I get to see the sunrise,
Yes.
great
It's
day.
a beautiful thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of early, that 10K starts at 7:30.
It
So
does, yes.
you're
10K starts at
ambitious.
7:30, and then
You're the
the other
5K.
races start after. So the 5K is at 9. So you
Yep.
make sure
Yep.
you can get up and
Right.
get hydrated and fueled up, and
Right. And
be
come
able
on
to hit
out and
the.
join us.
Yeah, right down at the Y. It starts
Yeah.
and then ends at the Y. There's going
Yep.
to be some festivities
Yeah.
before and after.
Yeah.
Some
Yep.
of our sponsors and
Yeah.
vendors. So
Yeah.
it'll be a fantastic time.
It will be. So, this has been a fantastic episode. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. And I thank you for joining me for this episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels podcast. Make sure that you like, that you share, that you comment, and we'll be right back here for another episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels. And of course, we are all about changing health narratives, leaving health legacies. So, Thor, let's end this episode. You know how we're going to end it.
I'm thinking a deep breath.
Let's do it.
All right.
Don't you feel more relaxed?
Every time.
All right. Thank you
All
for
right.
joining. We'll see you on the next episode.